Yo, what's up, guys? We got the second developer preview noticed, and yeah, it's 6 in the morning, and I haven't been to bed yet, so I might be a little bit sleepy at the moment of reading, but definitely did want to get this out before we actually go into it. So So first of all, just a few recaps of the thing that they're going to talk about, and then also reflect on what they have been doing and kind of stuff. So this is going to be for April and May, and they're going to be having a revamp to Arena, Inter-server Arena Battle, Rift Dungeons, and quality of life stuff in the system. That's actually pretty good. And Arena, I'm somewhat surprised about because Arena is actually one of those topics that we did not talk about in the dev talk. And well, apparently was still on their list. So I'm very curious what they're going to do, because I gave a few suggestions a few days back. I would be very surprised if those will actually be in there right now. But let's see what they're going to do. So rookie leagues, that already sounds amazing. So okay, with veterans, yeah, that does make sense. You actually have that in a lot of games where someone that's new to the game has to be fighting in bronze. For example, like League of Legends, you have to be fighting bronze, but people in bronze have like, there are 10 years in bronze already. Those kind of people are there. So that would make a little bit of sense. On grading system ranking, okay, with their own tally. So in the end, the brush is still going to be there currently. Difficulties for getting, yes. Require top the 1K placing, yep. And that's also much tougher in servers with higher population. Well, to be honest, I think the point issue is rather there, but I guess. Also, the population right there is definitely not as much as it was way back. Like, this is actually an interesting thing, because the issue is that there's less people doing Arena rather than more people doing Arena. So, okay, but interesting to see where they're going to go for that. Currently, arena tallying is conducted 2 weeks, whereas the points are, yep, that's like the hard reset, soft reset. Okay. Okay, so you only get the rewards after every 2 weeks right now? Is that going to be the thing? So you have every other week is a rush week? Is that what it's meaning? That's... Okay, I'm not really sure if I'm reading that correctly, but that kind of does look like it that way. In serve battle, top 10k, yep. And that means that, yeah, okay, we'll qualify. Do they also make that for more people? Previously it was 5 span, now it will align on the 2-week cycle. Okay. Interesting to see. I'm not really sure like how much these things actually change. Like, sure, they're adding more people towards getting rewards, but they're not necessarily saying what kind of rewards are you getting, how are you supposed to do that, or anything like that. They're just saying like we're improving it for a bigger pile of players, so they're probably definitely going to be looking at things, but they're not really saying like the when, where's, or how, or the what's. So for that sense, I would say that it doesn't say all too much yet of if this is going to be an improvement for Arena and Inter-server Arena. I definitely have to be looking at like how that would actually look like. And also 10,000 players, to be honest, I don't want to be rude, but I think like most servers don't even have 10,000 active Arena players. Like, that's just the simple fact. Unless they make it very attractive with this kind of changes, because in the end, this is just the preview of what they're planning to do. But it's saying like, okay, we're going to work on Arena and we're going to add more people to it, but it's not necessarily saying like how or where or kind of things, in my opinion. Just mainly that the cycles are going to be like 2 weeks, and that Inter-server is also going to be based on a 2-week kind of thing as well. So probably if they revamp things, it will get better rewards. So definitely curious to see how that will work. They're going to be renewing some models of a whole bunch of units, actually. The only thing that's weird is like, how about skins? They actually go for a few. Oh, wow, they go for oracles as well. Because in the end, you do have skins on some units. So this is definitely just the base version, I think. And I'm pretty sure that, yeah, these will be updated. And transmog will remain unchanged. So, okay, this is just the base model. It does make it look a lot better. But then again, this could have been a skin. Like, that's kind of the thing. But they are going to do that for Slime, Shroomy. Okay, a bunch of units that don't actually have like a proper skin. Same from the Konamiya and stuff. Inugamis, Jokers, Vampires, Undyne Dragon, Oracle, and Chimeras. Okay, interesting. Those are definitely also the ones that have like one of the older setups and the older styles. It's also interesting to see that the new Joker is not really looking similar to the Joker of the Chronicles. Chronicles Joker looks fairly different than this. It looks a little bit more close, but looks also still a little bit different. In April, they're also going to change the arena background. So, okay, definitely going to be a bit of a changes over there. So in April, that's already next month, we're going to see some arena changes. Well, in the end, I made like, I still number all of my arena rushes that I make. And I'm currently at number 230. So that's 230 weeks of arena rush already on my YouTube channel. So I'm all for like a change to that, because arena rush, especially the last few weeks and months, I noticed that it's going to be pretty bad. So then we're going to talk about Siege and Siege changes, victory points, adjustment, tournament rules. Okay. So first of all, the first turn assignment for Siege defense. Okay. This will be applied to regular matches, so that will be starting next season. So the current season, we still have that, and then they will go from there. I would like to see this also on all units, so not just one unit being a select your first turn thing, but then have like all units select their first turn, so you can actually make like a cleave comp work properly cleaving. So you could even put like Kabila, Tiana, I don't know what kind of nuker on Siege defense or something like that. But yeah, that's definitely not going to be there yet, I guess. So they're first going to be testing this and then testing the next thing. But then again, they already had this in the tournament, so it's not really that much new. But then again, I think it is a good change. So they're also, this is also what they talked about in the Dev Talk, is where they're gonna have Siege also have separate runes, which I do like. I think that is definitely a interesting thing, because for a lot of people, Siege, you definitely tend to switch more back and forth. Also, a big question is going to be, if you switch runes, is it going to cost you mana? Because I think for a lot of people, it would be really insane if that doesn't cost mana. Because in the end, they really do like to put their best runes towards the offenses, and then just maybe some people even have like 10 Lucians, and they just replace the 10 Lucians, or like replace the one set 10 times, and that kind of stuff could definitely be a thing. So yeah, okay, stay tuned for developer note covering the anniversary in the second update part. Okay, so that's definitely something to look forward to. That's cool. That's cool. For Arena, for me, I'm not really sure about it right now. Like currently, they're just saying like we're gonna change the cycle, and we're gonna add more people towards the whole thing. But I would say in Europe serve, it's probably useful. But in a lot of other servers, I would say that I don't think that Korea server or Japan server is going to even get like 10,000 people. Like, don't want to be rude, but that's just simply not that active. Maybe with the changes that they're making right now, people would get more active in Arena in the first place. That could be a thing. So that is definitely an option. But from the things that I did mention, for example, make it worth where you don't have to do the Arena rush itself, but the points that you get throughout the week count towards something, rather than you getting knocked down like the last 3 minutes of the rush, and therefore you're ending up at like a 2 point or 3 point, like ranking lower rank than you originally were. So that's maybe a thing in there. I also wonder what they're going to do with the inter-server current ranking that they have, because you have like an actual like ranking in there as well. But yeah, that's also interesting to see for the inter-server, because now we have like a 5 week on, 3 week off. And that's going to be probably a permanently on thing. So that is technically already a decent amount of more rewards, because in the end, inter-server does give pretty decent rewards. And I would say if they're going to revamp all of the Arena things in general, they would probably revamp the rewards as well. So that's definitely a cool thing. Monster renewal for the, anything. For me personally, I don't really mind it too much, but I think to attract new players, it's definitely a good way to go for. For Siege, I definitely do think that it's good to have the Siege things going for the right skill at the right start. I would still like to see it for all three. And I think that this would help out a lot of people, mainly the people that want to get into Siege, but maybe don't have that much mana, or they have issues by, I want to have my best rage set on my Lucian, but I also want to have my best rage set on my Tesher kind of issue scenarios, what you do have if you use something. So in general, I think they're working on good things. They're definitely working on good things. But I'm also very curious to be what is going to be in the next one. So that's definitely one that is going to be out there. And yeah, it's 6 in the morning, so I think I'm just going to be uploading this, and that's all there is for it for now. But definitely some things interesting to see that Norma Arena does get some light shed on it, and I'm really curious to see how that works, because in the end, I wouldn't have 230 videos of Arena Rush on my YouTube channel if I didn't actually like Arena. I still do enjoy Arena. It's just getting a little bit too much RNG at the moment, where there last week there were like 113 people out of the 300 potential in Guardian 1. And then it's like Guardian 2 and Guardian 3 included. But technically, with that said, there were like 30 people in Guardian 3. There were a 70 people, so number 31 to 100 in Guardian 2. And then there were like another 13 people in Guardian 1, and then you were below the threshold, and so everything else was P3, which is just kind of weird. That doesn't make too much sense. So I definitely do hope that they address those kind of things as well. They didn't necessarily mention that they were going to address that. I hope they do. So that is definitely one of the concerns I'm having. And I think it would be really nice where it would not be as random right now, because right now, for the people that do actively rush, you probably know it. At some point, you get a lot of hits, and then suddenly for a whole while, you don't get any hits. And that is just the system making you findable on someone's other list of hitting someone. And that thing is just working very wonky. I'm 100% sure that that thing is not really sound and solid, but that's also pretty sure code that was made back in 2014 and has never been looked at. And I think that this might be the time that they're actually going to look at it. So yeah, curious to see what kind of changes will come with that. Also, let me know in the comments if you actually play any Arena normally, or you just don't do it at all, maybe because of a time zone issue or anything like that. Or that if they make proper changes into it, would you actually start playing it? So guys, that's all for me for now. Guys, thanks for watching. And I'm gonna go to bed and see you later.